Hey everybody, this is Erica from blacksandperiodfilms.blogspot.com, and I'm here to do a book haul. During this past month or so, I haven't really been watching any period films that have black people in them. I've only watched maybe 3, which is a low number for me. And I'm not really sure if I'm going to review those films that I watched because the black characters in those films were not fully fleshed out characters. So I'm not sure yet. I have to decide if I will or will not. But this post really isn't about movies. This post is about books. And I love reading. And I have this haul of books that I've bought, and some I have begun reading. Most of these books are nonfiction. So the first thing that I got was The Immortal Life of Henrietta Lacks by Rebecca School. I got this because HBO is working on a film about Henrietta Lacks. Henrietta Lacks is a very important woman. Her cells were taken without her consent. And the amazing thing about her cells is that they don't die. Thus the immortal life. And her cells have contributed to many medical advancements. So she's a very important black woman. And I'm excited to see how they bring her story to life through this HBO film. Now, Renee Elise Goldsberry of Hamilton fame is going to be playing Henrietta, and Oprah Winfrey is playing her daughter, Deborah Lacks. So I got this so that I could read up on Henrietta, and so that when the film came out, I would know what to expect. The book is wonderful. The book looks wonderful, and it features some great pictures of Henrietta, her children, and the place where she grew up in Clover, Virginia, as well as her family now as of 2009. So this is very exciting, and I'm very excited about the project. Now, in that same vein, I bought a book called The Black Calhouns, From Civil War to Civil Right with One African American Family by Gail Lemon Buckley. Now, the Calhouns are Lena Horne's family, and they are a very prestigious family that did a lot politically, were successful economically. And so to see their descendant, Gail Lemon Buckley, write a book about them is very exciting to me, because sometimes these family histories get lost for black people, or they end up sad and their descendants are not, as well off as they were. So it's exciting to see a descendant of a African American or mixed race family lead a successful life. And this book, I have so many papers sticking out of it because there are so many notes to take. There's so much information about what was happening with African Americans as a whole and with the Black Calhouns. And so I have so many notes. I'm very excited to see how they're going to bring this book to life as a mini-series. And I think it's going to be a good partner to series like Roots, series like that. Series that follow black families, because this is taken from a different point of view, because the Black Calhouns are mostly mixed race and light skin, and because of that, their experience is different from the experiences that many other black family narratives show, where most of the people are black and dark skinned. And reading through this, you can see how different it is from different stories. Their economic situation is not what most people thought black people had at this time. The educational backgrounds, their social backgrounds, political decisions are all very different. So this is going to be a unique perspective for blacks in period films. I'm excited to see who they're going to cast. I have some ideas, and I might do a video on who I think should be casted as the Black Calhouns. In connection with different perspectives of African American life or Black American life and mixed race life, I bought this book, Braided Relations, Entwined Lives, The Women of Charleston's Urban Slave Society by Samantha M. Kennedy. I haven't begun reading this because it just came in, but I have had my eye on this book for months. And it mostly started with me buying Forging Freedom, Black Women and the Pursuit of Liberty in Antebellum Charleston by Amrita Myers. I am very interested. Recently, I've begun to do more research on Charleston's Urban Slave Society and colonial Charleston and antebellum Charleston. I'm not from Charleston, but the history is just exciting to me, and it offers a different perspective on what it was like to be enslaved and free Black and woman at that time period in Charleston specifically. And I'm very interested to see how an urban slave society worked, because from what I've read, it's not like life on a plantation. It's very different. Some of these people had freedom by name, which meant that they could go about their daily lives without being governed by the will and by the desires of a master. They lived in urban settings, and some of them worked. Many of them worked. They gave their master a portion of their income and were allowed to go and come as they pleased. And that's what I know about urban slavery. So I want to read more about this, and I'll definitely do a review on all these books after I read them through and think about them. So that was Braided Relations, Entwined Lives. The second to last book I have is Photography on the Color Line, W.E.B. Du Bois, Race and Visual Culture by Sean Michelle Smith. I love vintage photographs, and so when I bought this book, I thought it was going to be a like a photo book, a collection of vintage Black American photos, but I was wrong. It's actually a nonfiction textbook kind of book that describes different pictures and talks about how important photography was to the Black American image during W.B. Du Bois' lifetime. This is important because when you look at pictures, you can't just take it for what it is. A lot of times the pictures were either being used to sell a negative image or a positive image of African Americans and mixed race people. So I want to read through this, and I'm excited because I see some pictures that I've seen like on Pinterest and other websites, and they're being explained in detail, and they even have the names of some of the people that I thought were unknown. So that's exciting. I'll do a review on this book as well. And lastly, something that I'm very, very excited about. I have the first known African American cookbook, which was published in 1881. When I was on Google, as always, and I came across a list of the oldest African American cookbooks. And so I decided that I was going to systematically buy them. So right here I have What Miss Fisher Knows About Old Southern Cooking. Soups, Pickles, Preservatives, etc. by Abby Fisher. When I opened this up, I actually cried because, I don't know, Abby Fisher, who lived in 1881, would never have imagined that Erica, who lives in the 21st century, would be buying her book and looking at it. You know, history is just so amazing. But anyway, I plan on going through the book and systematically trying Miss Abby Fisher's meals, because to have written, produced, and been so successful in 1881 as a Black woman her food must have been good. I'm very excited about all of the books that I have. That's the last book. I'm going to talk about them in more detail once I read through them all and once I compile all my notes, because I love taking notes when I read nonfiction. And so that's my haul. I hope you enjoyed it. If there's anything more you want to know about the books, just let me know. And that's it. Thanks for watching. Bye.